so I'm getting ready to set up a crochet booth for this fall, and I'm excited about it. I'm a little nervous, but mostly excited about it. This is only my second time setting up a booth. The first time was over the summer, and I thought it went pretty well for what it was. Like, I wasn't at an art festival or a farmer's market. It was more like a community event for the town that I live in. And there weren't really that many vendors, but I thought that it went pretty well for my first time. But I'm really excited about this one because it is an actual art festival, and I can't wait to like see other people's tables and talk to other artists and stuff like that. I really hope there's going to be other crochet artists at this art festival that I'm going to, but I'm not really sure if there will be or not, so I guess I'll find out whenever I get there. So I do have a lot of crochet stuff left over from the first booth that I did. So I do plan on taking a lot of it with me, and you guys have probably seen the plants that I crochet from my shorts, but I want to show you the ones that I'm taking with me. So first I have this fern, I have this cactus, I also made a snake plant, I have a string of pearls, strawberry plant. I've just been calling this one flowers. I'm not really sure what kind of plant it is. I also have a coleus plant. And I made a few of these hanging plants too. That's really about it on the plants, but I do have more stuff. I'll have to go get it from the spare bedroom. And I know I made a whole video of remodeling this room so I could fit all my stuff in here, but all of the crochet stuff doesn't fit in here, but all my yarn does, so that's the part that matters. Let me go get the rest. I made a whole bunch of these mushroom boys. These two baskets are probably some of the most exciting things that I've been making, besides the plants. Like, I really like making the plants, and also I get a lot of comments like asking me like to make tutorials about my plants and stuff. The reason why I haven't made tutorials over the plants that I make is because I buy books from like Joann's and Michael's. Like, anytime I go in there, I always have to look at the books, and they always have these cute little crochet books, and I picked this one up and I really enjoy it. I have crocheted so much stuff out of this book, and you know, there are others that I have, but this one is one of my favorites. Like, I think the artist, Melissa Bradley, she did a really good job making this book, and I've taken a bunch of inspiration from the plants that are in this book, and it's also given me ideas for my own plants that I want to make in the future. So I don't know, if you like the plants that I make, I would suggest getting this book. I do believe it's on Amazon, but I really like picking up crochet books like this. So back to my crochet stuff. So not only am I bringing plants, I'm bringing chickens, and I have a whole bunch of chickens, and I have a whole bunch of these cats, and then I made a bunch of like random stuff. Like, I made a caterpillar, there's some bees in here, I've got little whales, I made a cauldron because why not, like Halloween's coming up. I made these little pumpkin pie pot holders, and I also have pumpkin coasters. So, and speaking of pumpkins, that's really the last thing that I need to crochet for this booth, and then I'll be done. I remember the first booth I set up, I was like crocheting to the very end, and because I had so much left over from the first one, it's given me time to like really relax and, you know, think about what I want to like take to this one. So I'm just excited to get there and set up my booth. That's my favorite part. It's in 2 weeks, so I have a little bit more time to make some crochet pumpkins, and I've already gotten started on them. So I know there's several tutorials for pumpkins like all over the internet, and I could have followed one, but I just really didn't want to. Sometimes I just like to crochet and figure it out myself, and that's how I end up with things like this. A very long pumpkin. But pumpkins are just overgrown squash anyways, so I made a squash. But yeah, once I figured out what I did wrong here, I was able to make actual pumpkins, and these came out pretty good, and I made them in sage as well, so I'm sure a lot of people would love to decorate with these, or I may just be obsessed with green, I don't know. So I want to make a couple more pumpkins, and I'm going to use this blanket yarn that I have. I got it because Oh, yeah, I made decorative pillows too. Hang on. So I got the orange blanket yarn because I made a candy corn decorative pillow. I thought I wasn't taking that much to this booth, and it turns out that I actually have a lot that I'm taking to this booth. So yeah, I almost forgot about this. I'm kind of glad I'm making this video now, or I would have left it at home. But honestly, I wouldn't have been that upset because I would have just kept it. And I also made this Star and Moon decorative pillow too. Okay, so I think that is seriously everything that I've made now. So now I can get started on the last bit of pumpkins that I need to make. I probably will start that tomorrow because it is Friday afternoon. I'm ready to call it a day. And tomorrow I'm gonna get my comfy clothes on, probably watch some Gilmore Girls and crochet. Like I said earlier, there are several tutorials on how to make pumpkins, and if you're curious how I make them, I start with a chain of 22 and half double crochet 21 from the second chain. Turn and then back loop only, half double crocheted for 29 more rows. When I work in rows like this, I use stitch markers to mark both ends. This helps me stay on track, and I still would consider myself a new crochet artist. When I'm done with the rows, I fold the rectangle in half and stitch together, and then sew the ends close. And this is where my inexperience really radiates. Yeah, I had a mess to clean up. Anyway, I tried to bunch it close like I would weight 4 yarn, but obviously blanket yarn does not work like that. I then did a crisscross applesauce approach and closed the ends, and I made a stem, and here it is all done. Alright, I got the pumpkin done, and I actually made 2 in the blanket yarn, so that is all I'm crocheting for this booth. I'm getting everything packed up and ready to go because I have to leave in 2 days. I've been making chalkboard signs. I find this easiest to do because I can just, wipe these off and reuse them if I decide to do another booth. So I've been using these, and I gotta make more signs, and I should be ready. So I'll see you in 2 days at the booth.